I got into the London School of Economics, and I'm going to tell you everything I did to get in and show you the method I use so that maybe you can get in as well. LSE was definitely my dream school, and honestly I didn't think I was going to get in. I had a good undergraduate record, definitely. I went to a good school, but nothing super prestigious or well known. And I had graduated a few years ago, and since then I'd kind of been doing odd jobs teaching English in Spain, doing a working holiday visa in Australia. So I didn't think I had like such a great hook compared to some other people that were doing really prestigious things. Like I literally have a friend at LSE who worked at the White House. So I didn't have that going for me, but I still got in, and I think it really boils down to my strategic method, my personal statement, and the way that I pitched my experiences for the program that I was going into. I took my unique experience and just showed how it was useful to LSE and how I would be a good student. So let's go over my method. I've got it all right here. I'm going to be doing this all with my Notion guide, which is exactly how I did all of my applications. I probably applied to, I don't know, 6 or 7 different graduate degree programs in the UK, and I did it all with Notion with a guide that I made myself because I knew that if I wanted to do this, I needed to stay organized, otherwise it was never going to happen. So let's start with step 1 of my method, identifying the programs. So in order to do this, I basically started using my program and uni research section, and that is basically just a spreadsheet or a table where I went in over the course of a few months and added different options that I found just by Googling around. So one thing that I did at the start that was a huge mistake was Googling around and not writing anything down, thinking I'd remember it, thinking I'd be like, oh, that program was cool, I'll remember it, I'll come back to it. No, you won't. You'll be looking at so many different options, you'll forget all of them. So what I did is I'm Googling around, I go, oh, that seems like an interesting thing. I'm just gonna pop it into the spreadsheet. This does not mean I'm applying there. I'm only putting it in the spreadsheet for future reference. And I'm putting the school name, the program name, the city and country, a short description, either that's on the website or that I just write in my own words, the program length, the cost, are there scholarships available that I could apply to, the application opening and due date, very important. And then I just have a little your interest from 1 to 5 based on the initial description. Was I really interested? Was I sort of interested? Or was I not super interested and I'm just writing it down because who knows what happens? And then at the very end, I have ultimate decision to apply, yes, no. That we'll go to later. But I think I literally had like 20 columns. And then at the very end, I went back and I clicked on the links, I refreshed my memory, and I made the ultimate decision to apply yes, no. And I ended up applying to like 6 or 7. But I used this sheet so much. This is so critical to staying organized at the start of your process. Maybe this is in like August, September, like in the fall before you're gonna apply, doing all of this. I probably spent like 2 months researching. Just it would be 5 minutes here, an hour there, 2 minutes here. Like it wasn't a set amount of time, just enough that I had enough programs to apply to that I felt comfortable. I would definitely get into a few, maybe get rejected by a few, and then I was good to go. So we're going to move on from that point to step 2, which is the application tracker. So you go in and you decide which schools you're applying to, put it into the university application section, and you say if you've started, if you've not, in progress, say when the application opens, the due date, we need the items required, okay? So this is the section where you can put in what you need, your transcript, an essay, another essay, your academic CV, all of this stuff, and then scholarship section, and then once you fully submitted it, you can check it off there, and even there's the results and you can add your documents. In this section, very, very kindly of me, I also added a personal statement guide, which is a complete Google Doc with a guide to how I did my personal statement that I think was so key to getting in, because it was all very organized, but left enough room that there was a little bit of personality, a little bit of unique POV in there. I also have a CV template because your academic CV for getting into a university in the UK might be different from your home country, so you got to make sure it's the standard. And then also your recommendation letter hub This is how you keep track of getting your recommendation letters, okay? And then step 3, once you've kind of sorted that all out, you're actually gonna write the personal statements. And my strategy for writing personal statements was basically using this template. What I did was I wrote a standard personal statement where I literally wrote paragraphs, and instead of writing, I wish to apply for environment and development at LSE, I said, I wish to apply for insert program name at insert university. And then I would take that and I would duplicate the document, and then I would specify it for each program. So based on the courses that were at that program, all of the specifics to those programs, I would specify it. And in this personal statement guide, I literally show you exactly what I think you should write in terms of the order and the content. I actually have an entire video on this about personal statements, so if you're wanting to know how to write a personal statement, just watch that video. And then after the personal statements, next up is applying. Honestly, it's that easy. You just have to gather all of your elements, which is all here in the Notion doc, and apply. Some of the applications cost money. You also might want to be applying for scholarships and figuring out funding, and I have a whole section on that in my Notion. I have information on different scholarships, some scholarship options, scholarship essay writing tips. I even have a budget planner, like a whole Google Sheet budget planner, including a section on estimated costs by country. So basically this planner has it all, even like fucking packing list and house search tips, all of that stuff. But basically that's what I used to do all of my applications, and I got into my top choice at LSE. I got into a few other options. I got rejected from a few options. So don't be worried if you get rejected. You'll probably get rejections and you'll get acceptances, but I really do think if you follow this method of organizing your applications, figuring out which ones are right for you, making sure you're very organized in terms of turning things in early, applying early can be really helpful for getting into one of the harder programs to get into, and having personal statements that are very organized and aligned with the programs, which my guide really helps you do. So using this method will really help you figure out the right programs for you to apply to, and deciding which ones you can go to financially, which ones are the right ones for you, which scholarships you can apply for. Honestly, this system is great. I've already had people use it and say they really love it. So if you're interested in getting the Notion guide, you can get it at the link below. And trust me, this will save you absolutely hours. And I did put a lot of work into this. It's going to save you so much time and therefore money. Get it below and let me know what you think. Obviously, you don't have to buy my guide. You can make a Notion guide for yourself, but mine's probably better. I'm kind of a Notion queen. What can I say? So good luck in your applications. I really hope it goes well, and get back to me. If you use my method, how did it go? Did you get into your top choices? I believe in you.